Richard Holbrooke began his career in the early 1960s in Vietnam, well before that conflict reached its peak. He was part of the U.S. delegation that negotiated the end to U.S. involvement in Vietnam. Rising steadily through the State Department ranks, Holbrooke was a key player as the Cold War drew to an end. In 1995, he brokered the peace agreement that brought the bloody ethnic conflict in Bosnia to an end. At the memorial, attended by diplomats and foreign leaders, Mr. Obama said Holbrooke's career read like a chronicle of American diplomacy.
There's a generation that came to know both the tragic limits and awesome possibilities of American power. Born at a time of triumph in World War II, steeped in the painful lessons of Southeast Asia, participants in the twilight struggle that led ultimately to freedom's triumph during the Cold War.
The president said Holbrooke possessed a hard-headed, clear-eyed realism and understood American power and its limits, knowledge he used in his final assignment overseeing policy on Afghanistan and Pakistan.
He understood that the futures of Afghanistan and Pakistan are tied together. In Afghanistan, he cultivated areas like agriculture and governance to seed stability. With Pakistan, he created new habits of cooperation to overcome decades of mistrust. And globally, he helped align the approaches of 49 nations.
Former United Nations Secretary General Kofi Annan said Holbrooke never thought of diplomacy merely in abstract terms.
For Richard, the personal and the professional were never easily divided. He simply cared too much about people to think of foreign policy as mere abstractions about great power shifts or grand strategy.
In emotional and often humorous remarks, former President Bill Clinton said Holbrooke's accomplishments will be remembered by those he and his work touched.
I love the guy because he could do. Doing in diplomacy saves lives. Everything everybody said about him here is true. But in the end, what matters is there are a lot of people walking around on the face of the earth today, or their children, or their grandchildren, because of the way he lived his life.
Secretary of State Hillary Clinton said she's confident that Holbrooke's work on Afghanistan and Pakistan will stand the test of time. President Obama announced creation of an annual award in Holbrooke's name to honor excellence in American diplomacy. Mr. Obama issued a special appeal to members of Holbrooke's Afghanistan-Pakistan team, urging them to remain in public service. Dan Robinson, VOA News, the White House.